All right. Okay, let's go. So this word is being spoken for each one. There is one mind, the mind of God. And the mind of God is whatever it is that has created this entire universe and everything in it. Let's just call it the mind of God. Something clearly not just created, but is still creating and operating and bringing everything in this universe with harmonious interaction. And so whatever this something is, it is clear, crystal clear about what it is doing. And so this infinite mind is everywhere in this universe because it's making sure every single little detail is operating in perfect right order and divine right action, which to the greatest good of all is everything in its right place at the right time, interacting with everything else so that perfect right order, harmony, peace, order, right action, the greatest good of all is possible in potential for anyone, anywhere, everywhere, everything. This something, call it God, is present everywhere. And any belief that it is not present for anyone here, or not present in human affairs, or that there is some action, a human being, or a group of human beings, or call it an institution, a government, or a company, any belief that some human expression can overrule and interfere with the universal harmony is a lie from the beginning. And certainly coming from an inflated sense of ego, because the divine harmony is established by this one creative mind, and this creative mind is the only cause of all that is. And it is not disturbed by anything its creation does. In fact, it knows what its creation is about. And it knows how to maneuver and manage and move everything so that no matter what any particular human expression may be doing with this gift of life, this harmonious, all-knowing presence, creator, is factoring it in and making it be a part of its desire to express greater good. So that divine mind is absolutely aware of everything, and knowing that it is somehow giving each human a gift of choice. And because it can do this, it can delegate this gift of choice because it is not overruled by any choice any human being has made. That divine presence is still maintaining harmony. So it knows the potential for human being to misuse and make bad decisions. And it knows how to use even the very worst of decision for its greatest good. And so this is the law of the universe. And so harmony prevails, clarity is omnipresent, and for each one, no matter what choices they have made in the past, no matter where they are in consciousness or experience, for each and every one, there is a way to experience the harmony of the universe and to move in this universe from good to greater good, that the potential for expressing greater good exists universally and particularly. It exists for each one. And no matter what anyone may have done with their life, that potential for knowing greater harmony and greater good and experiencing right action, for moving into the flow of life once again, for being forgiven, for being set free, for being saved from the consequences of their mistakes. All of this exists right where each one is now and always. And so each one right now, right where he or she is realizing that there is within them potential for good, even now, even right where they are, no matter where they are, no matter what's going on right now, there is a way, a path out, a path of freedom, a path of greater good, a path of fixing everything, a path that results in everything turns out well. And that path exists right where each one it is, and each one is, and it is the path of the universal affirmative, the yes to life, the yes to harmony, the yes to peace, the yes to the greatest good of all, the yes to love, the yes to clarity and wisdom, the yes to life. And so this ability to say yes exists within every single one, all the time, no matter what is going on. And so here and now, each one in their heart claims and declares that yes to greater good, that yes to a greater experience of life, that yes to being more love and joy and peace and harmony than ever before, saying yes to the crystal clarity of the thinking of the infinite mind right where they are, saying yes to intelligence, yes to grace and receiving support and upliftment, saying yes to knowing the truth that sets them free, saying yes to greater health and vitality, saying yes to being fully supported financially, saying yes to knowing their worth, saying yes to every good thing. And so each one here and now, wherever, whenever each one is hearing that and feeling and sensing that divine desire within and saying yes to it and nothing else. So all self-rejection, all explanations and excuses for why something can be, all aligning one's thinking and actions with the denial of the affirmative is all by this word, erased, vanished, gone. Each one is just one with pure, wholesome, loving goodness and saying yes to good, yes to life, and cooperating that the path for greater good is present no matter where anyone is. And each one is saying yes to being guided on the path. And in receiving that guidance step by step, each one is taking the step along the path, the action, the choice, the decision, the behavior, the activity, the that which must be done. Each one is supported in taking these steps so that each one is nudged along, cajoled along, lured along, tempted along, whatever is required to move each one forward on that path of moving from good to greater good. That divine mind knows each one very well, and it provides the incentive at the motivation at the level of each one's understanding. It knows each one very well. It knows how to get each one to move along that path from good to greater good, and in ways and means of harmony and peace. And so each one is now agreeing with the highest and greatest good of all, knowing it includes their own good. And in saying yes to this, each one is now in the flow of life, belonging to this universe. Each one is in their perfect orbit, and therefore always in the right place at the right time, in relationship with the right people, doing the right thing, making the right decision for the highest and greatest good of all, which includes the highest and greatest good of each one. And each one is just delighted to discover how wonderful this life really is when each one lets go and lets God. So all is well, all is in universal harmony. Each one's got their wisdom and their guidance and their support and their incentives, their motivations. So all systems are go. All of life is for this. All of life is for each one saying yes to life. And there is nothing against it. And so I know that this word is law because it directs the law, which says yes, and there is no disagreement about it whatsoever. Nope. And so it is done. And so it is.
So it is.
And that's the way it is. So